On the production line, a worker was operating a mechanical press or guillotine with a large exposed flywheel and moving parts. While working, he leaned over the machine to adjust the workpiece, placing himself directly above the working area. At that moment, the press made a working stroke, and the mechanism pulled the worker inside, causing fatal injuries. All moving parts of the equipment, including flywheels, drives, and working mechanisms, must be reliably covered with protective guards. In the production workshop, a worker was inside the truck body to guide a large and heavy metal structure, being lowered with a crane. The slings holding the structure broke and the metal structure fell directly onto the worker. Before using slings, they must be thoroughly inspected. At a bakery production site, a worker was cleaning a running dough mixer. At that moment, another worker approached and switched on the machine. Leaning inside the bowl, the man was caught by the rotating kneading tool. The powerful mechanism instantly pulled the worker inside, causing fatal injuries in front of his colleagues. Any repair, adjustment, or cleaning work on equipment must be carried out only after it has been completely disconnected from the power source using lockout procedures. During loading operations, an excavator located on the pier was unloading sand from a barge's hold. At the same time, a small front-end loader was working inside the hold, leveling the material. Due to a catastrophic coordination error, the excavator operator hooked the small loader, instantly lifting it and then overturning it. In the mechanical workshop, a worker was standing next to a lathe on which a long part was being machined, fixed in the chuck. When the machine was started, the worker was pulled inside and spun in the lathe. Never touch running machines, as it can lead to a fatal error. At a plant producing steel pipes or reinforcement bars, workers were monitoring the movement of a large bundle of long products along the roller conveyor. Suddenly, a short circuit occurred, and when the worker approached the control panel, he was instantly electrocuted and thrown back. At a scrap metal processing site, a worker was inside the loading chamber of a hydraulic press to clear a blockage. The man decided to remove everything from the press while it was running, without turning it off first. Due to inattentiveness and failure to follow safety rules, he did not notice the press had started. A horrifying incident showing that one must never be inside running equipment without switching it off. In an underground mine, workers were ascending on a special escalator at the end of their shift. A sudden and powerful gas outburst broke the equipment, and all the workers fell down into the mine. In the warehouse of a production workshop, a worker was standing on a stack of steel beams preparing for slinging. After checking the fastening reliability, the operator began lifting a beam with a crane and moved the heavy beam over the worker. Due to slipping and swinging of the load, the moving beam struck the worker, knocking him into the passage between the stacks. Immediately afterward, the multi-ton structure fell directly onto him. To prevent such tragedies, personnel must never enter the zone under a suspended load. Before each operation, all rigging equipment, including slings, hooks, and grabs, must be thoroughly inspected. During truck loading, a worker used an electric stacker to load a pallet with sheet material. When he drove the stacker out of the truck body onto the lift platform, he went for a new batch. At that moment, the wheels caught on floor stoppers. The stacker suddenly overturned and fell onto the worker, crushing his head. Never try to hold heavy structures or load handling equipment. It is better to just run away. At a stone crushing plant, a worker was inside the feed hopper of a crusher to clear a blockage. At that time, the conveyor operator, without making sure no one was present, started the supply of large stones. The worker was buried under a multi-ton mass of rock. To prevent such accidents, it is strictly forbidden to enter crushers and hoppers while they are in operation. In a workshop with CNC machining centers, two workers were near the machine. Suddenly, a powerful jet of burning liquid, presumably coolant emulsion, was ejected from the machine's working area, instantly knocking down one of the workers. At a manufacturing facility, a worker was guiding a large bag of bulk material being moved by a crane over an open hopper. Losing balance at the hopper's edge, the worker fell inside. It is possible he was pushed by the same bags. At a textile factory, a worker was adjusting or cleaning a large winding machine with rotating rollers. Being dangerously close to the running mechanism, he was caught by the moving fabric. The powerful machine instantly and forcefully pulled the worker in, winding him onto the roller along with the fabric. On an automated packaging line, a worker entered the fenced area of a running palletizing robot to fix a malfunction. At that moment, the robot, continuing its program, began moving and struck the worker with its manipulator, pinning him against the conveyor. The working area of industrial robots must always be enclosed with physical barriers equipped with interlocking devices.